Hey, just wanted to talk a couple minutes about clearing your food plot. Really not much to this, but the important thing to know is that you can cut off everything in an area where you want to plant some food plot right at the ground level. We're never going to be tilling this ground or anything, so um, I've got this area right here that I've been clearing. It's kind of old field habitat right now. I've got a lot of dogwoods. This is probably the most labor intensive part of the whole project. And the good news is that once you've cleared a field, you'll never have to do it again. But I typically take out these dogwood clumps just with loppers down on my hands and knees. It's pretty labor intensive. You could do it with a chainsaw, but I'm always worried about getting my chainsaw down in the dirt and dulling the chain. So I've cut out a lot of dogwood clumps just like this. Get them at the ground level as close as you can. Eventually those roots will die and just become fertilizer and improve your soil. Now bigger trees, same deal. Just take your chainsaw, try to get them as close to the ground as possible. The only equipment you're going to be running over this ground is a lawn roller. And lawn roller can go over things like that pretty easy without damaging anything. So just do your best. We got a pleasant surprise when we started clearing out this dogwoods. There happened to be an apple tree trying to survive in the middle of it. So we have released this apple tree, and it's going to be very happy this year. We're doing a little pruning on it too, and it's going to be a big draw in the middle of this food plot. Right over here, I want to just show you a white pine that I took out too. You can see the roots are making this into a little bit more of an obstacle in the field, but I didn't want this white pine here, so I took it out. Again, this isn't going to be a problem for you. You can roll over that with your lawn roller without doing damage for the most part, and eventually in the years to come this will rot and just kind of disappear, and everything will be great. April is a really good time to clear an area because the snow has matted down the grass, and so it's easy to move around. It's easy to get at the things that you're going to take out by getting down to ground level. So, and the temperatures are usually good for working. Although this is April 2nd here in northern Michigan, and it's about 24 degrees out here with traces of snow on the ground. Not quite what we were hoping for, but it's still a great time to work and to clear your plots and get ready. So talking about clearing food plots, it's probably, I hate to even do this, but I'm going to talk about the infamous autumn olive. It's a controversial thing among habitat guys. Some guys love them, some guys hate them. The reason that some people love them is because the wildlife loves them, but they're hated because they're not native, and they are invasive. They tend to spread very prolifically and they grow very fast. And so they can take over a field and create a monoculture. And of course, none of us want that on our properties. So what I wanted to tell you, I'm pretty much agnostic when it comes to autumn olive, okay? I like them, but I don't want a monoculture on my property either. But this has been my experience, guys. I've got plenty of autumn olive, but I've also got plenty of other varieties of things. I've got tons of hawthorn on my property. I've got some choke cherries back there. You can see right here, I've got some dogwoods coming up. I've even got pines scattered throughout here. There's a little red pine starting to come up. I've got some white pines, and I've planted my own oak trees on the property. So I've got a lot of diversity here. So I'm not freaking out about the autumn olive, okay? But I'm kind of digressing here. Let's get back to clearing your field. So what I've done with autumn olive that's worked for me, it's been effective, is I've just cut them off flush at the ground with my chainsaw. And then I spray my fields in preparation for my first planting. I spray it 3 times the first year, about every month, 1st of June, 1st of July, 1st of August. I have not had resprouting issues. Those 3 sprayings and then the subsequent plantings have taken care of the autumn olive problems for me in my food plots. So I hear a lot about guys who are ripping them up with tractors, pulling the roots out, and they say that's the only way you can get rid of them, keep them from resprouting. I've heard other people coming up with lots of herbicide concoctions that say that that's the only way you can kill the stuff. I've killed it by just cutting it off and spraying it with glyphosate a few times. So take that for whatever it's worth. Just remember, guys, keep it simple.